fancy intro music. Yeah! Woohoo!
Hey, it's time for another dev Q&A video, and it's been a while, to the point where we don't need any fluff. We don't need me to build this up. Let's jump straight into the questions and get your answers, because honestly, that's why you're here, right? You're watching this video, you're sharing it out with your friends, your family, your alliance. Like I said, no fluff. Question number one, nerfing the visual cargo capacity to an abbreviated number in the last update. Can this please be swapped back to displaying a full number? And the answer, chef's kiss. I love these type of answers, y'all. Look at. The intention was not a nerf, but a visual quality of life UI upgrade or user interface upgrade with a green checkbox. Unfortunately, part of the change did include the more aggressive rounding. We agree that this is an issue, and a fix is being worked on by the team, and it will return to what it previously was in a future update. Yeah! It's not a non-answer. That's a real answer. That is a legitimate answer. Thank you, Scopely. I love starting off this with such good positive energy, and hopefully this dev Q&A goes the same way. But before we continue, we've got to pay a couple of bills, everybody, because kids ain't cheap and daddy's got to eat. So, real quick word from our sponsors. Roll the beautiful bean footage. Today's video is sponsored by Amazon and the Amazon Appstore. And with the celebration of the upcoming game, Echoes of Mana by Square Enix, Amazon is doing a special promotion where you can get a kickback for 1,000 Amazon coins when you spend 10,000 or more Amazon coins in the game Echoes of Mana. Link in the description below. And for those of you who don't know what the Amazon App Store is, it's available on all of your Android devices, Fire tablets from Amazon, or Windows 11. And it's this great little program allowing you to spend your Amazon currency in games that you might already be playing, like Echoes of Mana, and that way you can get this cool little kickback through Amazon. All you gotta do, look, download and install the Amazon App Store. You can download the game Echoes of Mana, coming out very soon, and then go through the process of spending this. And hey, maybe even games you currently play that you really love could end up in here soon as well. We'll just have to wait and see. But for now, definitely want to check out Echoes of Mana. And if you've never seen it before, well, look, let's play a little it's some play video. Features an original story that weaves together both new and beloved in the Mana series. And I love games that have got a lore to them and a long-standing series. It's just, they build these great communities and you just want to be a part of it. And that's what you're getting with something like Echoes of Mana. And that's why I'm really excited that they're partnering with the Amazon App Store. And as you can see by the graphics and the characters that you can play, it's an exciting adventure game that you're going to enjoy. So check it out if you haven't already. Link in the description below. And shout out to Amazon once again. And check out that Amazon App Store. It's pretty dope. All right, back to get into our questions with number 2. When can we expect the second round of officer sourcing improvements? Currently, officers like Picard are still unattainable for the average player, especially players on newer servers. And their response was, and I'm not sure how excited I am about this, but hey, I can give you some more information. Y'all don't like non-answers. Well, at least we're getting some real answers to start off this video. We added to this release a new recruit chest called the PvP Ultra Crew, which we plan to rotate every month or so. Future specialized recruit chests may include TOS officers, the next generation, as well as specialty chests like the Borg Miner and Epic Lucky Chest. So, real quick, take it off the screen to remind y'all what they're talking about. If you hit the officers tab, go to recruit, there is a special in there called the PvP Ultra. Now, it's going to last, as of the time of me recording this, about 6.5 more days. Now, the positive in this chest is that it is a condensed form of officers. It is not near as large as the Ultra chest. The drawback is it costs 1,000 shards per pull instead of 800. Now, you are getting 12 shards, and you do have the same full pull chance that you do in a regular Ultra. And the obvious bonus is, well, because there's a smaller pool, I've got a better chance of getting the officers that I want. And it is good news that this means that we're going to have a rotating chest that provides more of what we're looking for. The negative for me, it's more expensive. I think that it should cost 800 just like a regular chest should, but that is their response, that they're going to do those type of chests as part of phase 2 of the officer procurement rollout to make things better. Now, we'll go ahead and remind you that if you're watching this video, you can go ahead and help us out and help you out by commenting down in the comment section below. giving your feedback on these type of responses. And I know I've been asking for feedback a lot. That's only because the dev team has been so available to us and been so encouraging that they want to know what the players are saying. So people like me, Ultimate DJ, the moderators in the official Discord, however you choose to put your feedback, make sure you're doing it and not giving up. Let's move on to question number 3. What steps is the team making to help get past some of these outdated mechanics? For example, newer players struggling to get, the Vidar, Franklin, Discovery, and we got an update with the Devore. Here is their response. We are working on ways to help streamline the early gameplay experience for new players and better distribute the old content to them. So this is kind of our first it's an answer, but there's no real meat on the bone. I feel like this one is kind of like, I just gave you so much credit for your first 2 answers. Now I'm kind of like, It doesn't really say what I wanted to say. It is good to know that they're working on it, but there's no timeline. There's no example of what we're doing. It's just a blanket, yeah, we got you. I would like you a little bit more than say you got me. But you know what? It's been good so far, so I'm not going to gripe too much. Moving on to number 4. Today on my level 20 account, I pulled more from a 24-hour chest than my level 41 account. When will the 10-minute, 4-hour, and 24 chests get an update to catch up to the economy that has been getting updated over the past couple of years? Their response, it's on our roadmap, but we don't have a timeline to share yet. Now, this is kind of an answer while also, once again, kind of being a non-answer. If you remember, about every 6 months, we get an updated roadmap from the dev team, which is, these are some of the big projects coming out over the next few months. Well, the last one we had was back in October, and everything on that has been fulfilled. Everything that was planned on that roadmap we've seen, with the most recent and latest addition being the server leaderboard events, with more changes to that coming in the near future. So because of that, it means we're due for another one. And April will be the 6 months since the last one rolled out. So keep your eyes peeled for updates to that particular question, because this one doesn't really have anything, but soon maybe. Number 5, more and more requests are centered around alliance management updates. More marking options like unfriendly, different color options, private chat windows. Are there any plans to improve these type of alliance functionalities? The response, alliance improvements along with perhaps new features ... is on our list for this year. So this one isn't telling us exactly what they're working on, but the good news is, and I feel like we're getting a glimpse into the roadmap upcoming, is that they are working on alliance updates that you've been requesting. And if you remember, these are questions that I've actually been presenting to them for a few months now based on your feedback, because when we talk in those live streams and everything, I'm like, yo, give me feedback. It's not just me blowing smoke up your butt, making you feel important. Truly, you matter. And this, I think, is a little bit of that gleaning into what they're saying. The ... new features too, things that I didn't even mention, coming soon. That actually gets me kind of happy. It means that they're listening. Oh man, I'm just going to change this Pelicans hat to a shill hat. Number 6, moving on. Why was auto farming hostiles removed from event scoring? Players would like communication when these type of changes happen. And here is something. It makes me happy. I literally didn't even ask them to change it back. And their response, unintended bug that occurred during the last release. And as of today, it's been fixed. You're welcome. I didn't even come at them mad. I was like, I guess I understand why you did it, but we would like to know. And they're like, oh, don't worry. We fixed it. The dev teams are trying to make y'all happy this month. Like, they've been like hearing all the blah, 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 blah. We hate you. We hate you. And they're like, well, let's make it better. Oh gosh, it's just good. It's good. We've only had 1.5 non-answers so far, and we're over halfway through. This is so rare. And I swear to the baby Jesus, if y'all change up on me and you swap next month and do a horrible Q&A, I swear to... Pray for peace. Number 7. The addition of rare directives and cosmic cleanup is awesome. Some servers, especially active and pro servers, still struggle to find armadas. Are there any considerations to adding more armadas or addressing timers again? Now, don't worry, I've got another armada question coming at the end of this video. But for number 7, when it comes to armadas and the timers, here's what they said. The type of armadas and their frequency change from month to month. So you'll always see the way that they are sourced ebb and flow. We'll try to keep a good balance in every arc, and we'll continue to keep an eye on this to make changes when needed. Now, I find it very, very curious what they said right here is that the type of armadas and their frequency change from month to month. They did not address the big point at the end, which is addressing timers. Basically, what they're saying is they're addressing things like using Federation, Romulan, Klingon armadas, or Eclipse armadas, or, the sarcophagus burial armadas. So they're changing the types they're focusing on, but I do want them to really come back to this and really look, especially those deep space armadas. Timers are an issue. And for players to participate in armadas, you've got to have them available. And if you want people to buy your Galactic Armada pack, you've got to have them available. And you still need to have better sourcing with Armada directives, but that's coming soon. All right, moving on to number 8 here. Is there any feedback on the desire from a lot of players to move the Syndicate Daily Collection button? You look up there, having to go to your Syndicate every day and use this as your daily Syndicate reminder, everybody. Sad news. I'm not sure on this one. I think most likely it'll stay there because there's already a lot of UI in the claim button section. And if you remember, they literally just added something else to the claim button section, your diodes every day for your treasury. So basically we got told Syndicate staying where it is. Now that doesn't mean it's for sure going to do that. This dev in particular just answered the question truthfully. I don't know, but they feel like it's not changing or it's not something they're strongly considering. I don't like the Syndicate being by itself in another area of the map where you have to go find it, collect it. I don't find that that is the most efficient use of our time, but I'm just here to pass on the answers, everybody. I was excited about some of them I'm not, and that's normal. But at least we're getting direct answers. I mean, can we at least agree direct answers are good? Yes, we like direct answers. I know I like direct answers. Okay, so let's just move on to number 9, and I think that's good. And this one, before y'all get mad at me, yes, this was asked by many players. It is a pack question. It's actually a pack request question. But this is something that some of the newer players I think need. Whether we want to admit it or not, people spend money on this game. So sometimes they need to have a question answered. And that question is new players and veterans who start over on new accounts are requesting an early game style hostile pack, a $20 type pack. And my recommendation was 3 tiers of Chin, which would be 60 shards, and 3 tiers of Talon, which would be 32 shards. Could throw in as well some various bits and bobbles to make the pack more juicy for new players, because getting Chin and Talon is difficult now, especially tiering them up because the standard recruit pack is saturated with so many officers. And now that they've added in those, next gen LaForge and next gen Crusher, it's harder to get those officers up and going. So not only do I think that they should make the sourcing better in the, standard recruit pack itself, I think having a paid option where if you can offer the shakedown crews for $20 just so people can go get Leslie, you can offer a pack for hostile grinding so people can go after Chin. And honestly, if you're a player that's like level 30 and you're right at like 50 shards short of maxing out Chin, throwing $20 to be able to go farm in Tygo Core is worth it. So I think it'd be a great move for not only Scopely, but for players in the game who are wanting to work on being efficient and the earliest possible, really getting into the game without feeling like you don't know what you're doing. So that was question number 9. And finally, question number 10, and I told you I would do a directive question. We've talked about this before, but recent months have made it even more painfully obvious that rare and epic Armada sourcing has to improve. What are the plans to do so? All right, so here's the answer. Keep in mind, this is right as, we're getting this update to Cosmic Cleanup. So you did just get an update that includes rare directives, but listen to the answer. Armada sourcing is still pretty difficult to agree upon. I personally, yes, this is a dev admitting they play the game. I personally do Armadas all the time and think we can source it out more. But for every 1 Armada we start, we source out 3 to 6 players are eligible to receive the rewards for that Armada. We just added rare directives to Cosmic Cleanup. So his response is, let me just go ahead and say it how I read it. There's not agreement amongst the team between game design, dev, individuals on how many directives they should source. This particular dev that I'm talking to here is saying that when they play, they agree Armada directives need continued improvement in sourcing. And I do think that Cosmic Cleanup needs to be given credit that they have added some rare directive sourcing for players 30 plus. However, I do want to continue to push the issue and reiterate ad nauseum. Directive sourcing, rares, and there is still no direct epic sourcing, needs to be more readily available for players. As the game comes out with new features, things like Armadas kind of get pushed back. And that doesn't mean that I'm saying that things like the Galactic Armada pack, which I know they love to put out for sale, shouldn't be purchased. If you're a spender, that's a fantastic pack with great value. But for the free-to-play, for the majority of the players, continued better sourcing is needed, especially with so many other things going on in the game. And to this day, I still believe that Eclipse Armadas probably have sourcing better than anything else. They know what they're doing. You can go out every day and get uncommon and rares. I think that type of structure would really help the regular Armadas. And then we would just get back into the argument that we need better spawn timers. So you'll never be happy. I'll never be happy. We'll be doing this every month, and I guess that's good. So I'm going to go on record as saying this is one of the best dev Q&As we've ever had. And a big thank you to the devs who helped participate in this one, because unlike some months, this Q&A was set up from multiple devs answering your questions. And I'm greatly appreciative that they took the time to do that. And if you like those responses, well, you know what to do down in the comment section below. There's the little box. Fill in your questions. All you got to do, give your responses. This has been one of my favorite dev Q&As to run by you, and I can't wait to get your feedback on what you thought. Live long and prosper. Stay safe for the Space Cowboys. Deuces, that's me. I'll catch you on the next video. We outie.
An even better outro than the intro. For the Empire and glory to your house.